Ladies, are you ready?
Oh, it's time. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Clock In. I'm Shaima
And I'm Suheir.
and Ramadan Kareem. And as we go on with observing Ramadan, we wanted to share with you a field trip that Suheir and I took to the Ramadan Souk in Deira, Dubai, the old souk in Deira, Dubai. And we wanted to share with you the cultural aspects and the nice Ramadanic cultural feel of the country over here. And by the way, that field trip was her idea.
It was my idea because we always celebrate Ramadan and talk about Ramadan from a religious point of view. It's a holy month for all of us as Muslims and we fast, but again, each culture celebrates it in a different way. I read about this market and I wanted us to take this journey to see how different cultures are celebrating it. And they did actually a great job in
Yes, they
Dubai
did.
because it was like as if we're back into the old days where you have the souk, the traditional food, the music.
But by the way, other than the food and the music, the whole aesthetic of that market is all year round. It's been like that for years, and that's why it's called the Old Souk, by the way. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to show you our trip and comment and tell you what we've learned or what we know. And then, hopefully, with that, we can share something of our culture over here in UAE, and hopefully it'll be a nice encouragement for you guys to take a trip down to Deira, to the old souk, and experience some of the old culture. It is beautiful.
It was amazing. It
All
was,
right.
the
So
energy was amazing.
yes, and
it was,
we had a lot of fun. I thought we were going to like be in and out and just sort of cover the market and the like, just for this video because it was her idea. And I thought we were going to be there in less than an hour. We stayed there like 4 or 5 hours.
true. It's not more.
Yeah, and we were with friends, and they were like, "When are you guys leaving? When are you guys leaving?" And like, "We've got time. We've got time." So it was very enjoyable to us, and we're hoping to share some of that experiences with you guys. So on to the first thing that we actually saw is this restaurant that's sort of, to me, it felt like it was in the heart of Dera, right? And you can see the aesthetic. And so they built it in a way that was old Dubai, right? This is the seatings that we have usually in Majlis. In my house growing up, this is how we used to sit in our living room, by the way. Before they were sofas, but then that was the nice fun way to sit. And this is the old houses, the barajil, with the I'll show it to you again. These barajil over here, these things on top, is what we called our natural ACs. True. Because before we did not have ACs and we're the desert. So what happened is these towers, if you may, and you'll see them in some of the old houses that are there that are in the cultural heritage districts, and they are in a way made to capture the air from any side it comes, north, south, east, west, and then push it through into the house. So it was our natural AC. That's how what we had then. And of course, when I was shooting all this, Suheir just left me in one. She was just having too much fun.
It was actually fascinating to see all the old pictures there, the style there, the door. And we didn't go through this door because there was a family sitting there.
Oh yeah, we couldn't.
But the seating was the traditional seating. People were, it's like القعدة.
Majlis, yeah, it's the
Majlis,
majlis.
and it's low seating. It was beautiful. Of course, the smell was amazing. And everything was really, really nice, authentic. The type of wood, and I believe they bring a lot of this wood from Asia. That's
Yes,
what he said.
yes.
It's really solid wood.
And it's the setting of the whole thing with the majlis style and how it's all, and these big pillows. that people, they're not used for sleeping. They're actually used as a backrest.
They're so hard.
Yeah. But because
Yeah.
it's sort of, let's say, medical, like how you have the medical mattresses.
Yeah.
These are medical pillows for our backs to keep them straight while we're sitting. And I love the way, in this next video, you know how they had all these nice stickers on the road that led you to Souk Ramadan.
So it was so easy for us from where we were dropped or where we were to just navigate using those marks on the road to get to the Ramadan Souk.
Yeah, and actually, as we were walking here, it kind of reminded me of the souk when I was growing up, because it very much felt like that. You can see the spices. We'll talk about that in a bit later. That's the perfumes and how people are just walking around, and it felt so nice. And like you said, the smell.
It is, and it was like a proof of how cosmopolitan Dubai is. You see people from all walks of life. We saw all nationalities. Everyone was there enjoying. Of course, bargaining.
You have to bargain. You can't shop in Dubai without bargaining, or anywhere in the UAE. If you don't, people will absolutely know that you're a brand new tourist. Right? We have a lot of expats that have been here so long, right? They know the whole secret of bargaining, and you know they can get away with huge discounts. So it was so nice walking through this market, and you know how the decorations on top. This is how we would decorate our houses too now in Ramadan.
Which is nice, because for a long time they stopped decorating. Many people didn't decorate, but now lately in the last few years you see people decorating everywhere.
You know,
Ramadan.
in Dubai there's actually a competition that last year, well, I don't know if they started it last year or the year before, but last year there was a family that won. So it's the best decorated house for Ramadan. And they do a competition, you apply for it, and then they come and they check it out. And people are going all out. This house that won had a huge crescent on top with very beautiful lighting.
Nice.
If you search on Google, I'm sure you're going to find it. So I'm sure they're going to do it again, because apparently last year they got more applications than expected. Yeah, so they're bringing in decorations. They're encouraging people for decorations in different ways.
And the whole place was lit. It was amazing.
And you know, this was really where the heart of the most of the celebration was off of the souk, and it was really very nice. And we will show you how we just see the decorations, and they had a small space for it. And there was an artist there in the middle that was singing. She was laughing at me because he was singing some really old songs, Arabic Khaliji songs from when I was growing up, quite like 25 years ago, even more. And I was humming to it, and she kept giggling at me all the way home.
Because I don't usually see her singing this way.
And not only about singing this way, she hasn't seen me rock to music as such and all that. And these songs are just amazing. And it was such a nice feel. And this was just before Maghrib. It was really very nice. I enjoyed this so much.
Look how beautiful the old buildings are.
I know,
So
right?
nice.
It's very nostalgic for me. And then we walked ahead. And we saw Khalid Hurriya. Khalid Hurriya restaurant, okay, is a public kitchen. It's not a restaurant, it's a public kitchen where you actually go and order and take the food home. And he's one of the most famous ones. And he started off from Sharjah. And he's very famous for making very cultural food. We actually sat there and we got some Emirati dishes, which is haris. Okay, if you don't know what haris is, Google it. There is ligemat, which I'm sure most of you know by going and visiting the Global Village, because you have those lovely women over there with those stalls that sit down and make ligemat. Remember when we were
mini donuts?
Like mini donuts. Like we had this colleague in our work before that says, I love those sweet balls you bring. And we don't sweeten them with sugar, we sweeten them with date syrup, which is kind of more healthy than sugar syrup. So we had that. What else did we have over there at Khalid Hurriya?
Sambusa.
She was craving sambusa. We had chai
Karak,
karak. I like
tea.
chai karak.
And haris was interesting for me because I always knew haris as a savory, and you had it with the sugar.
Yeah, I added sugar. So in my household, we add cinnamon powder and sugar, and we turn it into a sweet.
Yeah.
So that's how we have it. But she's always known it that it's salty, savory, it's had as is. So it was quite an experience. We had also khubz rgag, Emirati bread with the cheese and egg.
True.
Yeah. Okay. So we had that. So there was nice. Unfortunately, did not have nikhi, which is chickpeas, the boiled chickpeas. That's one of my favorites. We usually have it with a lot of lemon.
Oh.
So yeah, no, I know I feel like having some. All right. And what else did we do? We actually also, this was the main entrance of the Souk Ramadan. There's Suheir trying to run away from my camera capture, right?
Exploring. So
yes.
here wondering about exploring.
Well, you did explore a lot. Now, this was the, I guess, the interesting part over here is this is the Grand Souk, okay? And in Arabic, we call it Souk al-Kabir, which is the big market, okay? So Grand Souk, and this is how markets used to be for us all before, by the way.
Actually, it's very similar to the bazaars that we see in Turkey, because you have a lot of alleyways where you go, and it's different specialties, let's say, in each alley. So we went there, and it's so confusing because if you get lost inside, you don't know where you can get out from. But
yeah, it's like a maze.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you see at the side you have these dresses like the ones we're wearing. You get some of these over here, but we there are many places in the UAE where you can buy. But you can see what's dominant over here is the little spice hills. Okay, I'm gonna have Suheir speak about them a little bit from now when we have a close up. But this was the feel of it. I was even surprised when we found a market, a little dam that had stones. Precious stones. We don't quite know how precious they were, if they were real, but like he had amber and feroz and feiruz and all that sort of thing. So this is, you can see the spice market. This is the spice hills, and there's certain herbs and all that. And there were things that I've not seen ever before. But we're gonna start just taking you through this whole thing one by one with this blue thing. Suheir asked what was this, and he told
because for me they just looked like stone or chalk actually.
The blue one does look like chalk, and when he said
yellow,
yeah, and when
it's called Nili, I think.
No, the blue one is called the Nil.
Yes.
And when he said the Nil, I remembered because I do a lot of these cultural things. I'm very interested in it, and so there were these old elder women that I used to sit with, and they used to talk about the burqa, which is what is burqa in English?
Like a mask. Like a
Not
mask.
Iron Man mask, okay? All right. Oh. So they're made of cloth and cardboard, and then there is material, very very thin material that is placed on it. And when you remove it, if you're wearing it too long, it throws that color. And when he said Neel, I'm like, oh, that's what it's made of. So they soak that material that they get from India, by the way, into this Neel, and it actually works as a natural exfoliate.
And that's why he said some people, like brides, they use it before they get married.
That's what I was saying. No, he was saying. I said that.
You said that?
Yeah, I said that.
He said they use it for whitening the skin.
Yeah,
and
so
all
exfoliators. So I was telling you that the normal burqa is blue.
True.
And the one they make specially for the brides are red. So that when she takes the burqa off, this is olden days, of course. There are no brides that wear burqas now, but we're talking about in the 60s and 70s and the like. And they would wear, the burqa would throw a red color, so it kind of is a natural makeup. So it leaves a blush, and she looks all nice and red. So that's what. But the stones after that, Suheir, those brown stones. I thought they were the ones that they use in the spa.
I know, they were like shiny stones, and we didn't know what they were. Apparently, it's a plant. That's what he told us. They soak it in water,
Okay.
and once you drink it, it's very good for your health and your guts.
I never heard that.
Me
As soon as I
neither.
saw it, because he said you can boil them, and as soon as boil, I was like, oh, that's what the hot stones are in the spa. And then he said you drink them, and I'm like, huh?
This and the purple one towards the end,
We'll go
which
to
is
that.
called, yes, this one also. It's called Kaf Maryam, I think.
Which is Maryam's palm or something. So this is
Also, they soak it.
yeah, and he says
it's a
it blooms in the water. He
It's like
said.
a flower that opens.
Yeah, he said it blooms in the water, and when it does, that means, you know, it's full, and then people drink it, and it's very good for the health. The white one is quite interesting. What do they call it?
Shabba.
Shabba, and what do they use that for?
Shabba, they use it when they used to use it in the old days when men go to shave, barber, and if there is a cut or something, they just put it and it stops the bleeding. So they even use it at some homes, he said, where if there is a cut or anything, they use it to stop the bleeding.
Interesting.
But in addition to this, it's also a natural deodorant.
Interesting. I know the deodorant part. I've heard that. My mom uses it. But cuts and the shaving, I've not heard that before.
That's what he said. And the yellow one, which looks like exactly a chalk.
Yeah, like a big size chalk.
I think he said it's phosphate. And what they use it for is that you put it on the skin if one has eczema.
Okay.
And apparently it helps in curing it.
Someone should test this. I don't know.
We didn't test, but that's what we were told.
Someone needs to test this.
But it's all over, if you remember.
Yeah,
so
it was
means a lot of people are using it.
This collection of these herbs and these natural ones, I don't know if they're called spices, the things before, remedies, natural remedies. Pretty much every spice stall had this exactly the same. But this gentleman that we stopped at was very kind to explain to us what was each one used for. And the black stones, this I know very well. When we grew up, you know how you get those scrubbers for the feet? Now you get all these fancy ones on wood and everything. We grew up using these stones.
And these are from the beach, actually. Those are, what do they call them?
Sea stones?
Marjan.
Oh, okay.
Dry marjan.
Interesting. The black ones.
There is, yes.
And the gray ones, the brown ones are the more like they're sand. They're mud.
It looks like sand. Yeah.
It looks like mud. So, and of course they have sibha. So they had these, you know, you see all these herbs, cinnamon, and these all different flowers and the like. So it was quite interesting. A lot of very educational, if you ask me. Seriously, like I know all these herbs and the spices, but those other natural remedies, I've never heard about it before. It's my first time entirely. Okay, and then we actually just walked around at night. Like I said, people were trying to get us out of there, but Suheir and I just kept walking around. Like you see, there's a lot of these spiced hills, these small little hills of spices everywhere. We stood over here, the Grand Souk. We're like, do we go in? Do we not go in? Do we go? And we're like, okay. And then we were told we were needed to go. If you see on the side over here, the shop on the right hand side, these small little things that look like jars, or I don't know. This is actually a clay mabkhara, where mabkhara means an incense burner. And so that's where we put a piece of coal. We have a special coal that's very easy burnt, like within 30-40 seconds, that the whole coal piece burns. And we use that to place a piece of the bukhur, which is the Arabic incense, sandalwood, right? And we have different kinds of sandalwood. We have ones that are wooden, they're actual sandalwood wood. And they have others that are what we call khaltat. And it's like a paste that they kind of compress into tablets or small little balls. And you place them. And Arabs are very, very, very known for using bukhur. And with the modern homes, our biggest challenge is definitely the fire alarm system, because we have to get creative with how can we put bukhur
Without
and not trigger the fire alarm system. So it was quite interesting. You know, we just walked around. I was very fascinated with all these little. They're simple. They're things that even the kids can cut
cardboards.
out. Maybe we should actually have the kids do that. But you know, it was just nice. Everyone was walking. The weather was absolutely beautiful.
It's the best time.
Because right now this is the ideal weather here in Dubai. Next year, inshallah, it will be even cooler. So we just walked around, had fun. We were scolded a few times to try to make it early. But I think I should thank you, Suheir, for actually taking us on this field trip, because this was a lot of fun, truly.
It was definitely a
and
nice
you
trip.
know, this is the market where we go to, like people who are living in Dubai, people who live in Ajman, who live in Sharjah. Each of these emirates have similar markets that are old markets, where we buy clothes that have embroidery like this. We get our shaylas from there, our abayas. We get all our cultural stuff, like, you know, the della that we have for coffee and tea. By the way, if you ever get invited in a house of someone from the Gulf, and you always have 2 flasks, okay, which we call della, and usually they're 2 different sizes. One's slightly bigger than the other. Okay, the one that's slightly bigger is always tea. And the one and our tea is usually Sulaimani tea. That's what we call it, which is red tea, right? Either with saffron or with cardamom. And the smaller one, tiny bit smaller, is always Arabic coffee. Okay, not the other, no Americano, no nothing of that sort. Okay, just proper
Very
Arabic
light
coffee,
Arabic coffee,
which is actually very good for digestion. All right, so. Any other comments? Well, that's a mosque, by the way. They're in the corner.
yeah.
So any other comments on this before we send them off in a nice finale?
No, it's really worth going there for Ramadan, and for me it was the first time I go there actually, and it was very interesting.
In all the
because
years you've been in the UAE, it's the first
Yeah.
time you go to the Grand Souk. Ya Allah.
And what was nice, the souk is connected actually to the Gold Souk and to another souk, Awani, they call it Souk al Awani.
Okay.
While we were walking,
I
I
didn't
saw
pay
that, which
attention.
was very nice, very nice. So
And
it's
there
a
were
place where
around the
it's
corners, even this heritage. We saw the Ahmadiyya school. We saw,
and the woman museum.
which we missed, by the way, but one day we will go over there
Yeah.
and look through it
Yeah.
and report. I think that's what we should start doing, reporting.
So with that, I think we conclude our trip.
I know, and then we can take you in, but I hope we're having a wonderful Ramadan. I hope the fasting is easy on you, and I hope we're able to show you a nice, beautiful glimpse into our culture over here, especially the Ramadan feels.
And hopefully you will enjoy the next one.
Inshallah. So until next time, see you later.
And enjoy the music.
يوجد والصدف واللقا قد كان صدفة جزا الله الصدف فوق شاطئ البحر حيث اللون يوجد والصدف واللقا قد كان صدفة جزا الله الصدف عندما سمحت ظروفك وسمحت الظروف لا تعذبني وإلا صرت وتركت المكللك إذا ما فيك معروف أنا مو الهن أنا مو الهن أنا دنيا من الولا محتاجك أبيك أنا مو تعبان أنا مو تعبان أنا دنيا من التعب راحتها